Let's use the map growth collection. The first step will be creating subclasses. To do this, we will reference the class profile report, focusing on the percentile score of each student. If you would prefer to start fresh, you can create a brand new class. We're going to use color coding to distinguish between our different levels of classes. We'll begin with our on-grade class, referencing it as the green class. Once we choose the grade level or subject area and click on the Next button, we can add those spiral review starter bundle problems to the class. If we already have an established class that we would like to use as the on-grade level class, we can simply use the Settings menu to rename class again, referencing that on-grade class as the green class. All students should be added to the on-grade, or what we named as the green class. You can choose to add students using the class enrollment link, or you can choose to add students manually to your class. Next, we will create a subclass for our students who have scored below the 50th percentile as shown in the class profile report. Here you can see these students are outlined in blue, so we can create a new class for the subgroup of students who have a percentile score of less than 50, and we'll reference it as the blue class. When choosing the grade level, we can choose the grade level that they're on, but we may also decide to choose a lower grade level to ensure that those spiral review starter bundle problems that your students see are at a level where they might have more success. You can add students, either using the class enrollment link, or you can also choose to add existing students to your class. It will also be helpful to have the students change the color of their dashboard to blue. This will help both you and your student determine which class they are currently working in. Our second and final subclass will consist of those students that scored higher than the 85th percentile. Here you can see that this student is outlined in purple. Just as we have previously done, we're going to create a new class for this group of students, and we'll name this particular class the purple class. We can choose their current grade level, but we can also choose a grade level higher if I want to ensure that those spiral review starter bundle problems provide a challenge to these students. Once again, you can add students, either using the class enrollment link, or you can also choose to add existing students to your class. Just as we did for the blue class, it will be helpful to have your students change their dashboard to purple for this class. The next step will be to create tiered assignments using the Map Growth collection. We'll choose the Work tab and then a grade level from the middle column. Along the top, you'll want to choose the Map Growth collection. From there, you can click on any grade performance area where you will find a scaffolding, on-grade, and enrichment folder. Prior to creating the tiered assignments, it is a great idea to create a folder for each lesson in order to better organize your work. The first assignment will be geared towards the blue class. Remember that students in the blue class have scored below the 50th percentile. In order to find skills for this particular class, we will focus on skills in the scaffolding folder. Just as you have done in the past, you are encouraged to cycle through these problems to ensure that they are skills that meet your students' needs. The next assignment will be geared towards the on-grade class, in other words, the green class. In order to find skills for this group, we are going to focus on the on-grade folder. As a reminder, we included all students in the green class. We do encourage you to have all of your students work on the assignment within the green class. Remember to use the preview button or the full screen icon to do some guided practice with your students before assigning work. The final assignment will be geared towards the purple class. As a reminder, students in the purple class have scored above the 85th percentile. You will want to provide them with challenging work found within the enrichment folder of the Map Growth collection. The third and final step will be to assign work. We'll begin with the green on-grade level class. As a reminder, all students have been added to that green class. You are encouraged to have all students complete the on-grade assignment. As always, we recommend incorporating spiral review points into all Get More Math assignments. So we will take the green assignment and assign it to the green class to ensure that all students receive on-grade work. The next step will be to assign that blue assignment to the blue class to ensure that those scaffolding skills are available to that subgroup of students. As a reminder, we want students working on the assignment on grade in that green class. We want the blue class to be available for students to be able to switch to when they're in spiral review. So we do encourage you to click the Classes tab and select the Assignments option to make this particular assignment unavailable. That way, your students are still able to access those skills when they're working in their spiral review. And finally, we will assign that purple assignment to the purple class to ensure that those enrichment skills are provided to that subgroup of students. Similar to the blue class, we want these students to work on grade on their particular assignment. We want these skills to be available to the students when they switch into the purple class for spiral review, so we will choose to make this assignment unavailable as well. Just a couple suggestions for implementing the Math Growth Collection in your classes. We encourage you to have your students work in that on-grade green class as much as possible, so have all students complete the on-grade assignment in the green class. You should also encourage students to continue working in the on-grade spiral review. As the teacher, you can instruct your students when you want them to switch classes in order to work in a different spiral review. One last reminder. Because some students are enrolled in more than one class, you'll need to check both the blue and purple classes to monitor and record points, since points are tracked separately in each class.